Mac Jones, how we doing this week?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing well. We've been watching all year long, and we've talked to you a lot on these Mondays. It's the fourth time that we've talked to you the following week after you were benched the week prior. And if it were me, I personally would be looking over my shoulder, kind of wondering what's going on in some of these games. Is it difficult for a quarterback to succeed under those circumstances?
Look, I mean, playing quarterback in the NFL, it's the toughest job in sports, right? And it's hard to understand if you haven't been back there. And everyone would say that's played, right? It's a really difficult position, and that's why it's the best position. So I understand the frustration, but at the end of the day, this is my dream to play quarterback, and I want to play better. I'm going to do everything I can to continue to do that. Right now, it's not looking as good as I wanted, and I have to just continue to work. So that's all I know.
We've heard you tell us and tell other media again and again that your focus right now is on controlling what you can control and improving there. So I guess with where you are right now, when you look at those controllables, what is most imperative to you to improve?
I learned from my high school coach, and a lot of it's just your attitude and your effort. And when things are not going well, you have to focus on those things, and I will do that. I've done that, and I'm going to continue to do that. Obviously, the results, like we've talked about, haven't been there, but you have to be able to focus on those two things. And once those two things are in place, at that point, anything can happen, and the results will come, and everything will come back around eventually.
Mac, we're not privy to what goes on in practice, but it seems like you've been winning the job, and you've been starting all of these weeks. What's been positive for you in practice that hasn't been sort of translating over into these games, if there's any one thing?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just, and that's a really good question, I think obviously when you practice, you go against certain looks and you see certain things, and for me, I do put a lot into it. I prepare very well, but at the end of the day, I just need to go out there and play football and trust my training, and I've done that at times, and I feel like I can do a better job of that at other times, and that's one of the biggest things is taking that to the game and really just playing football just like I did when I was little, because I prepare. I work hard, so does everybody else on our team, and it just has to try to translate. And one of the biggest things is just playing football and not thinking too much.
How different were practices last week in terms of your reps? From the outside looking in, it seemed different. We've kind of heard some conflicting things after the game. Do you feel that you got enough work in during the week to be ready to go?
Yeah, I prepare very hard. Literally every second of the day is preparation for the game. So I feel confident in myself, and like we talked about, I just need to do a little better job of taking what I know and what I need to do on game day and applying that to each situation. There's so many situations that can pop up, and like I just said, quarterback's the hardest position in sports, and there's a lot of things that can happen on each play, really. So I just have to really focus on taking those reps in practice and applying it to the game, and then also when I don't get the reps, just work like I always do and get my throws in and get my throw count. I think that's a very important thing for me, is how many throws I'm getting each week, and that varies from week to week, but it's pretty much in the same range of reps, I guess.
Mac, we're hearing a lot about the different levels of communication between the coaching staff and the players leading up to game day, particularly with the quarterback situation. I'm wondering what the communication is like between you and Bill one-on-one at this point. We used to hear about Tom Brady having these weekly meetings with him, and I know that you've said that's something you've done from time to time. What is your one-on-one time with Bill during the season like at this point?
Yeah, I definitely think it varies from week to week, and I try to communicate with people and get input and find out ways I can do better. So that's what I always try to do, whether it's the quarterback coach or the head coach or anything, anywhere I've been, that's what I've always done. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I put the work in. I got to go out there and be the best I can be. So there's a lot of variables each week that change, but for me, I just have to control what I can control.
One thing that some announcers have pointed out is some of the back foot throws. When you see the rush coming, is that sort of something? Is that a panic move? Like what's sort of been the answer to that? And what are you doing to try and cut down on those?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just focus on my footwork in practice, and I rep it every day. I work drills every day to correct that. And a lot of it's just in the game when things happen, like I talked about. Sometimes there's a clean penalty, sometimes maybe, there's a guy that comes free or whatever. It's the NFL, right? Guys are going to make plays, but how can I apply my practice to the game? And the offensive line's done a really good job, throughout the weeks of just staying in there and making the blocks and pass protection, and we've been able to run the ball. So definitely something I want to continue to work on. And really, like you said, why is it happening? So I've kind of identified the why, and now I just have to continue to fix it.
Mac Jones joining us here on a Patriots Monday on Jones and Mego with Arcan on WEEI. Mac, we've done this dance a lot this year. Are you still the starting quarterback of the New England Patriots?
Look, you always ask me, right? And I think the biggest thing for me is that's a result. I'm going to focus on the process this week, focus on competing and getting better, and that's all I've ever done at any sport. And I know that if I do that, then we'll be in good hands. So that's something I need to focus on as always, and I do have confidence in myself, and I have confidence in the guys around me.
Okay, so this might sound weird, but do you want to be the starting quarterback? Is there any part of you that wants a fresh start?
I'm good right now. I really want to be the quarterback here. I've always wanted to be a quarterback in the NFL, and specifically for the Patriots. And like I said, I got a lot of room to grow and everything, and I'm going to just continue to work hard and do all the things I can to put myself in a position to have success.
You mentioned your goals around attitude and effort. When you look around the locker room, who on this team in such a challenging season do you admire for the aspects of their character that way?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. I think, some people that we may not talk about as much, but like Kavai and people like that who have played a lot of football in the league and have been on different teams and went through up and downs. Just talking with them and D-Wise. D-Wise always has great attitude, and I really appreciate that about him. So there's guys out there that do a great job on the field, but they're also very positive, and Slater obviously provides that leadership for us from top down. So I've been very impressed to see which guys have the right attitudes, and I think that will just continue to show here.
Mac, again, maybe a weird question, but do you think you now or at any point this year sort of had the yips? You know what that is? I mean, do you think that that's something that's happened to you?
What is that?
The yips, where I don't know, it's a golf thing where you can't, or a baseball thing, you can't make an easy throw.
I don't know if that's like a legit question in sports, but no, I don't think so. I think when I look at some of the things I've done in the games, you have to put yourself in the quarterback's shoes, and there's a lot of things I can do better, a lot of things I'll improve on, but definitely have confidence. Definitely want to continue to work on that and grow and make the right throws and commit to my throws. The last thing you want to do is be non-committal. So definitely want to commit to my throws and make sure I'm all in.
There was a report in the Boston Herald, 80% it estimated, talking to some sources within the locker room, 80% of the locker room no longer supported you as the starting quarterback. Do you feel that you have the support of your teammates?
Yeah, I didn't. I don't really deal with the sources and things like that. That's not really my thing. But I think, I put a lot of work in the off season throughout the past 3 years I've been here, and my attitude, my effort is something that I'm going to control, like I talked about. And I've been with some of these guys for 3 years, and some of these guys are rookies this year, and they're getting to know me. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna continue to fight, and I know that the guys that are going to do a good job of doing the same. So whoever wants to do that and get on board, I know they're going to fight and continue to work hard, and that's all you can ask for.
Mac, has the play calling process changed at all for you while you've been here this year under Bill O'Brien? It sometimes seems like when we see Bailey Zappi go in there, there's a play call of a lot more screen passes and then focus on the run. Are there different approaches for the two of you that you're aware of?
Yeah, everyone's different, and I've been in different offenses and had different coordinators each year, and really at the end of the day, I just got to get back to executing my part and what's the play, what's my read, paint the picture of the play. It's a big thing for me, where the receiver is going to be at, and then from there just execute it. And regardless of what's called, I think that's something that I need to focus on that.
Time now for the quarterback question of the week. It's brought to you by Northeast Men's Health, the experts in men's sexual health with offices in Dedham, Marlborough, Woburn, and Salem, New Hampshire. You can visit northeastmenshealth.com. Mac, last week, Tom Brady said, quote, I think there's a lot of mediocrity in today's NFL. I don't see excellence that I saw in the past. I'm curious, as a current player in today's NFL, what is your reaction to those comments?
I mean, Tom's a great quarterback, and I have a lot of respect for him. So he's played the game for a long time and did it the right way. So he definitely won a lot of games and won a lot of big games. So I'm definitely learning from him since I've been here, and he did a great job.
He cited a drop-off in coaching, a development of young players. That's another area where he saw some deficiencies that he kind of cited for the mediocrity. Do you feel those are issues in the modern game?
Like I said, I mean, those are Tom's words, right? He has opinion, and those opinions are very, very respected, right? He's a very respected player, person, icon for the game. So I understand he has his point of view, and I understand that.
Okay. He's Mac Jones, Patriots quarterback, joining us here on the Harbor One Hotline as he does every Patriots Monday on WEEI. Mac, we appreciate the time. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Mac.
All right. Yeah.
All right, Mac Jones, as all our guests, we said, join us on the Harbor One Hotline. So a lot there. I feel like we do this every single week, and I appreciate him answering the question every week. Like you said, you ask me that every week. Are you still the starting quarterback of the New England Patriots? Some interesting answers from Mac Jones about the level of communication within the organization. He certainly, didn't really engage when it came to not just the job moving forward as starting quarterback of the Patriots, but also the locker room turning on him.